It just depends on what side of town you're on, and it really is highway for highway. And I was talking to one of my coworkers earlier today, Angie, and she didn't realize that you can actually on your phone avoid highways and avoid toll roads when you put in your directions. So if you guys, we just got a snow brush delivered to us.
I think I'm seeing things.
It doesn't look like a hairbrush.
I pictured it being like a hairbrush, and it's not even close.
That is not even close.
I didn't know it was going to be nice and long.
Yeah, literally, you just wipe off your car with this, and it's long, so you can reach, obviously both sides of maybe a windshield. You just brush the snow off, and then this end is for the ice.
What would you? Let me see this. So what would you do? Okay, nice and light. So would you go?
That's with the ice. Yep. That is literally it. Yep. I can't believe y'all have never heard of one.
You have it down just right.
And then you can probably rush your after. I mean, there's so much you could do with this.
And there's even longer ones for like huge trucks and stuff like that. Like my dad has a large one.
First of all, who had this in here? Why did you have?
You have
one? Do you have one?
Come on over.
Come on over. First of all, because you brought us.
You're also the cake deliverer.
You also brought us. Can we
friends.
take a moment really quick while we're talking about cake? Happy birthday to Melissa. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Melissa.
Thank you, and thanks for delivering cake.
Yes. So you brought us cake. You brought us. Oh wait, don't. Why did come back? Come back. Why? No, we want you over here.
Did you go buy this, or did you just happen to have one? You got to come on in the frame so people can see you.
Yeah, I bought this one. Believe it or not, I bought it in San Diego.
Really?
San Diego.
In San Diego.
Oh, so you've already had this for a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have snow in Julian.
Oh, well,
San Diego,
that's
in
true.
the mountains. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had it. So you brought it to the station when it started. With this winter. Have you used it?
When I came back, I just used it today.
Oh,
yesterday.
So does our hardware stores sell them here in Texas?
I do not know. I haven't looked.
I think not,
right
because I've never seen it.
Because when y'all told me y'all had never heard of it, I was like, you've never heard of a snow brush? But it would make sense, because when would you really need one?
But I grew up in North Texas, maybe because I was smaller.
Thank you so much. Hero of the day there.
Yeah, you are. We're loving you. Thank you for that. So, growing up in North Texas, we had major snow and ice storms every single winter. But growing up, I never saw that. But,
really?
That's about when we had Hardy Buicks, as you said, and you just threw water on it.
Yeah, but go from the inside. She would just go like this, and I'm like, my mom's a hero. She is a hero. All right, do we have any more TransStar cameras?
I know we do have Denise out and about,
let's
so we can at least check in with her and see how things are going. I think she's been checking out 45.
Yeah, she's on 45. Denise, I know you know about a snow brush. You worked in Little Rock. You know about that, right?
Ooh, it's slick where she's at. Look at that.
Yes, but I was inside. I was on the desk in Little Rock, but I do remember using it in Nebraska, though, my very first job. I don't miss that. I'm trying to stay focused here because y'all keep talking about cake. But we are on 45 South. They've been, TxDOT, I don't know if you can see them, they have been stopping traffic because they are still trying to treat these roads. And so officials are asking drivers to try to stay inside until noon if you can, because they need people to stay out of the way so that these crews can finish treating the roads with the brine and other resources that they have out here, because there have been numerous ice-related accidents. I know you all have been hearing us talk about it all morning long, but for those who do have to get on the road, they're just asking you to use extreme caution and drive slowly because there may still be some icy patches. And the police are here trying to make sure people don't go around the crews or, get too close to them, because there's so much more traffic on the road right now. And it looks like, I don't know if you can see, but the road, it looks like some slush here on the road right now. So that's why the crews are still out here working. And luckily they have gotten a lot of help from other crews out of town, like in El Paso and Dallas and Fort Worth, who are used to dealing with all the snow and ice. And so they've just been retreating a lot of the major bridges and ramps and overpasses as well. And they're just going to keep working until all of this is clear. It looks like he's letting people go around now. But like I said, they have been, stopping traffic because I guess they had a lot of, work to do on some of these roads here on 45 and other interstates. So no major accidents, though. We haven't seen any. We haven't run into any throughout the morning, fortunately. But they've been doing a great job treating the roads, guys.
Oh, that's great to see. And I could hear the sirens in the distance. So, you know, somebody's having drama. My heart goes out to them. It's so cold and dangerous to be stuck on the side of the road dealing with an accident. So thankful that you haven't had drama out there this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, good that you're keeping us safe, Denise. Thanks a lot. We have seen a couple of issues on the Southwest Freeway this morning. Several,
Just down the highway from us.
Yeah, right off of Bel Air.
Bel Air, coming into town.
Yeah. Well, let's go to break. We'll be right back right after this.
Fox 26 is your the Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Well, hello again. We've been watching the roadways and the airports today.
Yeah, we sure have. We have Nate Griffin at Hobby, but first we're going to check in with Leslie Delaspore. She's live at Bush this morning, where we were expecting things to be a mess there, obviously, with so many people scrambling to get on flights. But Leslie, it seems like things are pretty smooth there.
Actually, Delon, it really is. It seems like people are kind of just zipping through. Again, I'm at Bush, but I'm going to step out. I want to show you kind of what we're seeing. So we're standing in front of the Delta ticketing and check-in, and there really is no line. People are, you know, getting their tags for their bags and going up to the check-in and going ahead on to TSA. TSA actually opened at 9. Arrivals just began about 18 minutes ago. They began at 10, and departures will begin probably within the next 45 minutes or so. They begin at 11. But airport officials want to remind people that before you make a trip, they suggest that you check both the Bush website and the Hobby website for your flight status. And crews obviously were working just like us in these snowy conditions to clear the runway, to make sure that people can make those flights, especially those folks who were stranded here at the airport. Bush actually said that there were probably about 100 or so people stranded at the airport over the last couple of days. So they're working to get those folks back where they need to be. And obviously we know that United is a major hub out of Bush and only operates out of Bush. And they provided an update this morning telling us that they have waivers in place for cities that are preparing for winter weather. So customers can visit their website to check their flight information or get an update on a waiver or whatever they may need to get to their destination. Delon, Melissa, back to you.
Well, that's definitely good news to hear because I thought it was going to look totally different there.
Oh yeah, it's just nice and calm.
I know,
Same here.
and that's a great change from yesterday to whoever had to face those challenges. At least they didn't have to do it 2 days in a row.
Yeah. All right, Les, appreciate you, friend. Good to see you. So
Thank you.
we
Good to
talked
see
to
you
a
guys,
guy that was stuck in an airport, well, not an airport, in a hotel. I imagine United put him in one of the hotels over there by Bush. And he
It was so neat how we got this interview too. You just saw him post something on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever they call it
And then
nowadays.
reached out to him, and the next thing you know, he was live with us yesterday morning. He had the best personality.
He
was
did,
so happy
yeah.
to be
He was-
joining you guys. I remember
It
that
was
on the
awesome.
Zoom.
And he was stuck in Houston in shorts and flip-flops. His luggage got shipped to California, I think.
San Francisco.
And he had nothing to wear but his shorts and flip-flops. And he was still
He's
all
still
smiles
so
and
nice. He
just
was.
like the best sport. Most
And
people
where
be
was he
freaking
from?
out.
Was he from San Francisco?
I didn't get a chance to ask him where he was
Yeah.
from because we had to wrap, but I was going to ask him, like, are you originally from California? And he was actually just connecting here.
Yeah,
he
it was
wasn't
just a
even staying here.
layover.
It was a layover here.
Layover.
But maybe he'll come back and stay and
Yeah.
purposely come out to Houston.
He was loving the brisket sandwiches we were talking about at Buc-ee's, and he was
Buc-ee's
needing
breakfast
one.
brisket, hot brisket on the
Yeah.
grill. What do they say?
That's my favorite
I
sandwich
forgot
at
what they
Buc-ee's.
say, but it's something you're like, yes.
Woohoo, all in.
Well, let's check in. Speaking of travel, let's check in with Nate Griffin. He's south at Hobby this morning, where there's been a few delays there at Hobby too, right, Nate?
On deck, hot brisket.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Melissa.
Happy birthday to you. That's what's up,
Thank
okay?
you, great.
I'm just saying.
And thank you.
I'm just saying. Hey, Delon, before I get to you, is Coco Dominguez sitting on that
Oh,
desk?
yes,
Is?
she's right here, and we are loving her today.
So
Go ahead, Nate.
wait a minute, Coco, you need to tell them what we have in common.
Oh, what?
Well, Nate and I worked together in radio before
okay.
here.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
So he worked at sports radio. I worked at Hot 95.7, the last station that I was on. So we were DJs in the same building for a very long time. So, and then we ended up coming here kind of about the same time, morning show, right, Nate? You started doing
Yep.
some sports and then
Yep,
some morning
yep,
show.
yep.
But just, Nate and I have worked together since we were wee lads.
That is so cool. I never put that
That's right.
connection together.
That's right. That's right.
Too cool.
Yeah.
That's my radio sister. That's what
he
I call
calls
my
his
radio sister.
Yes.
So I got a little surprise for y'all. I want you to check it out. I hope it's the right video, but in the meantime, look at what's happening here at Hobby Airport. I mean, people are coming from everywhere. We were in here about 2 hours ago. Nobody was in here. It was a ghost town. TSA pre-check opened up at 9 o'clock, and now everyone is coming in. And I assume this also means that the roadways getting into the airport are clear. That's the assumption I'm going to make at this point. I'm not sure if that's correct, but just watching the people who are here, they're smiling like no snow even fell. I mean, they probably had a lot of fun in the snow anyway. But yeah, it's good to see everybody's checking in here. Once again, the first flight out, 11 o'clock, first flight in, 10 o'clock. So these people are here, the TSA pre-check and what have you, and they're going to their destinations and see their families, which probably don't have as many, the homes where they live don't have as much snow as we had here in Houston, Texas. I don't know. But anyway, this is what you have, so good to see that. I want to kind of go back to what happened yesterday, relive a little bit of what happened yesterday. We were at Buc-ee's, and I talked about brisket sandwiches, and all heck broke loose. And I think this video is of the guy who actually walked up to our car. We'll see. Run it.
What did I do, man? What did I do? We're sitting there nice, cozy at the house, watching Fox News and Buc-ee's and barbecue sandwich, and look where we're at. Thank you. While you're inside the car, all nice and cozy, we're out here getting a barbecue sandwich. Thanks, Fox News. Look at this.
Willing to risk it all. That is hilarious, but that's what it'll make you do. It's
sure will.
Good.
He wasn't the only one. We saw somebody else who did the same thing. That's good.
My man was so funny. He was so funny when he walked up to the car. He got out the car like he was getting ready to kick my butt, right? And I'm thinking, oh boy, what's up? What did I do, man? And then all of a sudden he just turned on the humor.
That's great.
And Todd and I was sitting in the car and we couldn't help but laugh. And it was so funny.
Stuff, Nate.
And another guy came earlier talking about a brisket sandwich.
All
It was
because of you.
really, really funny.
All right, Nate the Great. We got to check in with Ruben real quick. We're almost out. Love you. Thank you.
All right.
Ruben, take it away. You're protecting our pipes today.
Yes, indeed, guys. We are at Cypress Ace Hardware. Nick, the man. I called him. They weren't even open this morning yet. I said, Nick, folks need to know. Pipes are going to start breaking. Can we come over? He said, yep, meet you at the store. Anyway, first thing you got to do today, you discover a leak, a little pinhole or a break. What do you do?
So first thing you're going to want to do is turn off the main water to the house. You go out to the street, find your black box, open the lid, use a street key, turn that valve 90 degrees, turn it off. And if you don't have a street key, you can always use a pair of channel locks.
All right, love it. So, and if you, let's say you look under, you open up the cabinet or wherever your leak is, and you don't know exactly what kind of pipe you have, what's the best thing to do?
Best thing to do is take a picture of it with a tape measure behind it, bring it in. We'll best help get you the right repair you need for that type of pipe.
Cool. And these are a cool patch, a temporary fix. Talk about the different ones.
So we have a couple different styles for depending on the type of pipe you have. You have for like galvanized pipe, you have repair clamps. You have a different style of repair clamps. And if you have PVC on the exterior of the house, use a compression coupling. That's a temporary fix. Or if you have copper pipe in the attics, a shark bite fitting will help just cut it out and then couple it together.
All right, and if you're dealing with something small, like maybe a pinhole leak, you were talking about this bad boy.
Yeah, so this is a rescue tape. So basically, all you do is wrap it around the pinhole. The pipe will get hard, and then that's a repair. Or you have an epoxy as well if you have copper pipe as well.
Love it, love it. And then call a plumber.
Correct. Yeah, most of these are all a temporary fix. You want to go ahead and get them to repair the hole, whether they repipe it with PEX or go back in with some couplings.
All right, so see your local hardware store professional, or if you're near Ace, till what time are you guys open here?
We're open until 7 today.
Nick, you're the man, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Always good to see you. Back to you guys in the studio.
We've been having a lot of help on every side.
Oh, yeah.
Protecting your pipes, protecting yourself on the roads, and knowing what's coming up. So we've had a lot of people in, and it's been good to have you here on you'll be here with us tomorrow, or today's your last day?
I think today's my last morning show day. I'll be back to the Bayou City Buzz at 10 p.m. on the News Edge.
We
But
enjoy
you guys,
watching you eat all the time.
Yes, I'm about to say, you guys run my stuff all the time,
Yeah,
so
we do.
I'm with you, even if I'm not with you.
I go to so many new places because of you. You always
you.
have the best ideas. So
Thank you.
You help my social life, and you didn't even know it.
Oh, I'm happy to contribute.
And I know a lot of Houstonians feel the same way. We love you. Thanks for
Love
being
you.
here.
Happy
You've done a
birthday
great
to
job
you.
this week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I hope you stay safe out there. You might wait a little longer until it thaws a little more. We want you to be safe and sound.
Have a
Fox
good one.
26 is your
Or that. Hi.
Hi.
Are we live? I think we're live. No
We
one's
are
talking
on.
to us.
Here we
got
go.
Coco Dominguez and Carolina Sanchez. We've got John Dawson, meteorologist, who's like waiting outside the window and might be coming in later. But Coco, you've been on air all morning.
For 2 days.
For 2 days.
I've lived here at the station for 2 days.
Have you been sleeping here?
I've been
days?
sleeping here, guys. Is that our camera? It's my first time. Are we
Yeah,
on too?
so right there is our middle camera. That will be pointing to you when you're talking directly.
Wonderful.
And yeah, this is the vodcast room.
Yeah, so great. I have done a couple interviews in here, but I'm just like not with someone else. But yeah, so I've slept here for the last 2 days. Like a lot of people have. You know,
Yeah.
you're just kind of on a cot. If you're wondering what we sleep on, we sleep on cots. And that's how we feel like we're going in.
We're essential workers.
We are essential workers. And so, sorry, this is Melissa's birthday cake, by the way. Today's Melissa Wilson's birthday. Yes,
And
we
she
love
also
Melissa.
probably slept here and had
Yes,
to
yeah.
had to be up early to be with you guys this morning and make sure that you knew everything you had to know because we had a winter storm here in Houston.
We had a winter storm, but the good part is I think we did not have what I'm calling a power pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, that was the best part. We don't know how we survived because much colder temperatures than we've had in the past, but we've survived. The roadways, people listened. People
Baby,
listened.
I texted Coco this morning
She
because I
did.
did actually go home last night. I slept here the night before. I texted Coco. I was like, hey, baby, how's that West Loop looking? She's like, it's treacherous everywhere.
I'm
Please
just like,
drive slow.
same. Slow is the name of slow is the word of the day. That's what I told you.
And baby, we were all going 30 miles per hour. We were making sure that we stayed off the shoulders because the shoulders is where the snow is still building up. You can see the ice. So everybody was in a single file going very slow. I was actually proud of the Houston drivers. We paid attention today.
Not this morning.
No?
Maybe we're no.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we had certain spots that it was like a drive-through crash. Like there was one, and so many that a crew stayed there to catch everybody else who was doing the exact one crash. We had one while I was talking about it. It came in and hit. As I'm talking about the rotation of vehicles, 59 South in the inbound direction at Bel Air, and also 288 coming into town. Those were kind of the two trouble spots. It was just like rotating over and over. So, yeah. But
I thought I was in the clear until I got to that that U-turn right next to the station on Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh,
The
I'm good.
underpass.
Yeah, making that U-turn. The back of my back wheels went woo,
Ooh,
and I have
it's-
snow mode in
and
my
it's
car.
black ice right
Yeah,
in
it
that
was black
area
ice.
underneath. That's what JD's been saying. Literally underneath anything that's been covered, it's still super slick and dangerous under there. Even walking. I had trouble after I got off yesterday. Look, this is right now. We're looking at the roadways right now, but this is what we're talking about. Darlene, our photojournalist, amazing extraordinaire. This is hashtag Darlene's View, and this is what we're looking at right here. A little bit slippery and slick in either direction. So she's now on. Looks like she's headed towards the Beltway right here, but. Guys, I know you see the sunshine and you think, hey, we're good to go. Look, even the signals are kind of a little bit out. So we're still dealing with a couple of things in the area that we want to make sure that you guys are aware of. First things, just check your tires. Check your tires before you leave. An easy get, I'll just give you a little tip. Go to Discount Tire. They check your tires for free. You don't have to get out. You can pull up. They air you up, and you can keep it moving. I am not being paid by Discount Tire to say this.
It helped her. It helped her out.
Yeah, no, it helps me on a everyday basis, or on a regular basis, I should say.
All right, while you were talking, Coco, we had meteorologist John Dawson, JD, as I lovingly call him here.
Yeah, I
Join
go by
us.
that. I could go by JD.
J
I could
Dizzle.
I could go by meteorologist John Dawson. It's all good. Yeah, Coco's been working hard this morning.
Yep.
She's for sure been the one who's definitely been having to watch those cameras. You know, we expected the cold temperatures to do their thing, and it wasn't something that had to be like hardcore monitored. You know, it was doing exactly what we kind of expected it to do. And yeah, those roadways, though, they were a mess. And it was one of those things, Coco, you'd be up there talking, and we'd see the cars start to slide behind you on TV. We were like, oh no!
Yeah, happening live. It was
like,
happening live all morning.
Yeah, totally. And so that's been the biggest thing. The other thing that I was wanting to talk about a little bit is just the fact that we could have frozen pipes right now that have busted, and you don't know it yet. So just, you got to remember, it takes several hours. Even once the temperatures get past 32, those pipes have got to melt. That ice that broke the pipe has to melt. And so if you think there's a chance at all that you might have a pipe that busted, you got to wait. We're not there yet to know for sure if in fact that it's happened. So give it a little bit of time. You still need another 2 or 3 hours probably to see if that would have melted, and then you kind of see what it's happened.
Can you do anything in between?
Say, what do you do? Do you
like in
just
the
not
wait time?
run any water?
No.
Warm it up.
Well, sometimes it's tough to sometimes it's tough to know. Right? No, you can technically. I've seen people crawl up in their attic with hair dryers.
That's what
and
I'm
try.
thinking.
I mean, you can try to do that for sure. And again, you won't know. Like if you go to your kitchen and you turn the water on and nothing comes out. Obviously, the pipe has frozen. Has it busted? No, we don't know. We don't know yet, right? We don't know if it's actually busted. So can you do something? Yeah, I would say be ready at that point to know if in fact that it busted or it just kind of
but
froze
nothing
up
to
for a little
slow
bit.
the process. There's nothing you could at this point.
Yeah, I know at this point, if it's frozen, it's frozen. Again, you could crawl up in your attic and find the pipe if you know it and that sort of thing, and kind of deal with it. I know with my personal experience during the big freeze, we had a pipe freeze, and it was actually the pipe that went to the exterior faucet, so it went through the attic and then down the wall of the garage and then went out to an exterior faucet. And that area there was in the garage. There's no heat, so that pipe froze. So fortunately, the cleanup of that mess wasn't as catastrophic as if it's in the middle of your living room. It's the garage that I'm dealing with. Although, it's not pleasant or whatever, but so didn't really know I forgot to check, does that faucet on the outside of the house work or not, sort of a thing. So something to keep in mind. Obviously any of those pipes that are close, but I also know that it doesn't even have to be close to an exterior wall. It can just be up in the attic somewhere. It
could be anywhere.
I do want to point out, do you see what's happening right behind us? This car, I guess they were going too slow for anyone. So you see that car in the back completely gets on the ice and goes around.
Oh,
no. I was just waiting for something to happen. That's what you don't do. That's what you don't do if we're talking about that.
And that's the wrong place to even try to maneuver, is on a curve.
It's on a curve. So this person literally went around. It's just, wise decisions, really, that you just need to make some really good decisions and patience.
They thought because the sunlight was out,
that's what's confusing a lot of people. I think you think we're good to go, everything's back to normal, but obviously it isn't by the look of this beautiful snow, because it was still such a beautiful event for the city.
Is that Pierce elevated? What are we looking at?
I want the camera to back up a little bit. It's something elevated, because if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, it's definitely
Booth, what are we looking at?
So we get somebody in the booth here to kind of pull back on that.
That's got to be the Pierce elevated on 45.
Yeah, because look at the building that's over here off to the.
It looks familiar, right? Like I should know what that is. Right down. That's like right down by the aquarium. Isn't that kind of what you're feeling?
That's what I'm feeling right there.
If
the
we were,
aquarium at 45.
For us,
look at you.
Us Houstonians who are guessing. Guess that freeway.
You know what? You were right on it. Ding ding. John Dawson, 5 points.
I just love the juxtaposition of that snow and then that palm tree. I'm just like, it doesn't make sense.
Right, yeah.
But it does.
So what are the temperatures looking like today?
Well, we're going to warm up to the 40s, which is good. So we're up above freezing as of 10 a.m. We were able to, most of us, get up above freezing. And we're going to continue to warm up. As we talked about, takes a little time to get everything kind of melted on the roadways and everything. Able to kind of talk about that 7-day forecast here, where 45 degrees will be that average high temperature.
Which is going to feel so warm.
Oh, gosh.
It's going to feel so warm.
And we're still going to have plenty of sunshine. So again, the sunshine gets to do more work than even what the temperatures are. So our goals here, the steps taking place, of course, is if it's frozen, it's got to melt. And if it's then once it's liquid, we need it to evaporate so that we don't have any sort of liquid on a roadway or even a walkway. Let's remember just these sidewalks.
That was what I had
going out to
trouble
the parking lot
with yesterday. Walking in like Ugg boots, just like a regular fluffy boot. I was literally slipping. I was like this until I was like, you know what? I would rather mess these boots up and walk directly in the snow to give me a nice little cave woman grip. You know,
not a cave woman grip.
I don't know. I felt like I was like, I just had to kind of, so I had to kind of, if I was pretending I had one of those sticks.
You really were a cave woman.
You had to write that down. Were you a good cave woman?
I don't know how to describe it. But I was walking with purpose. But it was difficult to even walk on the regular street. But people had so much fun yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, that's a great, perfect transition because I brought video.
Yes.
Of fun.
I brought video, and we can roll one of them. I don't know which clip is which, but we'll kind of roll them. That's my dog, my back porch. That's Willow, and she's never seen snow before, of course. And this is my wife sent this video, so she's gonna get the classic zoomies, but she's not ready to go off of the porch. She's gonna have her little zoomies
on the porch.
On the porch, she's like, "No, thank you. I am not leaving."
Did she ever make it to the
She did.
snow?
We have a second clip of video, but this is the first clip.
Like, what is this?
I'd like to give a shout out to my wife because that is post clearing the porch. That porch was covered with a layer of snow.
And she cleared it?
And she, well,
Come
I was
on,
here.
baby.
I know,
Let's
right? Dr. Dawson getting it done.
Dr. Dawson's an independent woman. Come on.
Yeah, she's definitely making it happen. And you see the snow stake I got it. I left before in the corner in the bottom there.
Yep.
So we measured about 2 inches, I think, at the house is what we got. So yeah, so that's Willow. She again not so excited about the getting out there.
So this is the before. So what's the after?
Let's look at the next clip.
We've got the video where she decides, okay, and I'm not sure why our quality is less, but she finally came on out in the yard, and
it's like half zoomies.
Yeah, and she's
still contemplating a little bit.
Right. Yeah, this is new. Yeah, kind of. This is different. And then, as my wife narrates here in a second, she's like, "Well, finally, if Willow doesn't know what to do, she's just gonna lick it." So, so she just decides to lick the snow. I'm not sure. What we're gonna do though. She's a great dog. She's a lap dog. Unfortunately, she's 40 pounds and she shouldn't be a lap dog, but she thinks she's a lap dog.
She's a lap dog.
It's one of those. She is the sweetest animal and just wants to cuddle and love on you. And yeah, here she is just trying to figure out what are we doing here.
And you know, the Houston Zoo was posting pictures of all the zoo animals that were enjoying the snow, and it was like I put one of those emojis where the teary eyes are like.
Just so
it was the cutest. I mean, they're lions and tigers. Bears are lions. I didn't see the bears, but I know they were around there.
Any cave women out there?
Walking with
she was here at Fox 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all lion theme here, but no, it's just so great. The animals are enjoying it, and then we had a picture this morning in the Paul podcast. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see Ollie. My niece has a cockatiel, and she put a winter jacket on, and the cockatiel was
on the cockatiel.
On the cockatiel, it's the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing. There's a cockatiel store apparently somewhere. I don't know where she got it.
We can get clothes for them?
Well, I'm going to show you. I don't even know how much you can see this here on, but I'm going to see if I can pull up the cockatiel that is in the snow. Also, let's see here.
While you look that up, I mean, yesterday what I was in charge of during my second stream was showing off all the things that viewers were sending in.
Yeah.
And the majority of it was kids, seeing snow for the first time, the family moments, and of course the animals. The animals who either were like, absolutely get me off this white stuff, or zoomies all up in the snow.
Yeah.
Okay, can we zoom in? Oh my, that's a cockatiel.
Look at this.
What in the world?
How cute. That is Ollie, the cockatiel. So my niece Victoria, she used to work at the zoo, and she works with animals and so she loves animals. So this is Ollie.
I had no idea you could buy clothes for cockatiels.
That is fun. That's good stuff.
That's crazy.
So cute.
All right, John.
Yep.
back to the serious stuff.
Okay.
So I love the chant that DeLon started this morning.
Yeah.
Melt the mess.
Yeah.
Melt the mess. So we
And-
need it to melt and evaporate.
Right. Yeah. So I think we also have the snowfall totals just to kind of give people an idea of what we're dealing with, trying to get taken care of. Where we certainly are continuing to see that inches of snow. We had some folks on the east side in the 4 to 5 inch range. So yeah, that we're continuing to kind of have to get that all melted, right? I mean, it takes a while to get rid of all that, and hopefully, again, our surface streets are going to be able to warm up and kind of get that melted. But overall, we didn't set any major records. This is certainly historic in the fact that we just don't see this much rain. I mean, we're all three from Houston, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm from North Texas. I'm like Melissa.
Okay, but you've been around a little while.
I've been around a little while, yes.
When we get snow here, we're usually an inch or two. That's it, right? Like
Yeah.
if you get 2 inches of snow, you're just like, wow, that is so much snow. Well, this was, again, doubling all of that. We got like 4 inches of snow.
Do you think this will melt by tomorrow?
No, not completely. No, I don't think
Really?
it will. I think there's still going to be some patches, especially shaded areas. I don't think that's going to, tomorrow afternoon when we get to 50 degrees, I think that'll make the difference. But yeah, today I think we'll still have patches of snow. But I think those areas on the roads are going to be, I don't want to just come out and say the roads will be perfect tomorrow morning. I don't believe that, but I certainly think that the majority of the roadways will have enough traffic on them and the sunshine on them and whatever treatment's been going on. I think that'll all really make a major difference tomorrow morning. But yeah, I think there's still going to be some dealing with some snow around for sure. But yeah, as we talked about in the 7-day forecast, the improvements are coming. Tonight is still a freeze. We'll call it a lighter freeze. I think normally we wouldn't even maybe call it a light freeze because normally if it's below 30, we're like, whoa, it's a freeze.
Well, we've had a little practice in the last few weeks. We're like, I'm not that cold.
That's right. This was our second bout where we had 20s across the area, but not teens. I'm not looking for any teens tonight. So we're back upper 20s tonight, and then we're looking for those temperatures right at the freezing mark on Friday morning. But yeah, those Thursday temperatures in the 50s are really going to make a big difference, and we don't have to dive into the weekend too much, but yeah.
But I see a 68 on there, like after being freezing under an extreme cold watch, which I learned all about yesterday.
Oh, those are, a lot of talk
and
about.
now 68, like that's Houston. It sounds like Houston, bipolar weather.
We'll take it.
I want all the cold weather to be gone before cook-off, before rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even started doing the math on that. We're getting close to it, aren't we?
We are getting close to it. So I'm like, I think the worst is
last weekend
over.
of January, or is it second to last?
It's like March. It's the last
Cook-off
weekend
is
of February.
Oh, February. Sorry, I got my.
last weekend of February, and then we kind of right
okay,
before.
yeah, I had a little.
But so
bit
I
of
was
a-
wondering. I'm like, it's usually that's some of the coldest
cook-off.
weather we get is around that time. But I think like.
Oh, the parade, the rodeo parade is guaranteed awful weather. I don't know why that. No, it is. I don't understand the how that works, but they schedule that. It's like schedule forever, and it's just like you just plan for unpleasant weather on the parade, and then the cook-off. Usually, there's one day of the cook-off that's not going to be pleasant either.
Yeah.
That time of the
It's
year.
a good thing people know how to warm up.
Right.
I meant with hot barbecue. I don't know.
Of course. That's what I was talking about.
I was thinking two-stepping. That's all I was thinking about.
Exactly.
I want some.
Knocking the boots in a different way.
What show are we on right now?
I know.
They know who they are.
I was probably talking about
said a
whiskey or something warm to drink.
I was totally having some barbecue over here.
I said knocking the boot. You can knock the boots on the dance floor.
I need a beverage.
I made.
Yo no hablo inglés. No sé lo que sea.
Nobody. All right. Well, okay. But this weekend we had a marathon. And
We
they
did
were
a
freezing
literal
then, too.
marathon. Yes, yeah, no, totally. Again, not always the best weather for the marathon, but it is better than other parts of the country. But it was really cold. That's when the Arctic blast first arrived, right?
Right.
That was Sunday morning when the Arctic air hit us. It was fortunate that we didn't have any of the precipitation. So I remember talking with this a little bit with some folks about the timing on all of it because we got the Arctic blast on Sunday, and we were talking, the storm is here, but it's like, well, technically I wouldn't call it a storm. It's just the Arctic air. The storm is when we get the precipitation, right? And that obviously was what happened yesterday.
I don't even know what today is. Today Wednesday?
Yeah.
Today's
I'm
Wednesday.
glad you told me. I'm glad I didn't have to answer that question.
Did you also stay here at the station, or were you able to drive in daily?
No, 2 nights. I spent.
Yeah, me too.
Last night and the night before. What day of the
People are
week
like,
we're on?
oh, is it a
Monday
party?
night,
No,
Tuesday
it's
night,
not
yeah.
a party. Everyone's
Yeah.
on their own schedule, and everyone has to be sober to be on TV. So there's people thinking, oh, you guys are
Well,
all
that's what they said.
So,
I'm not going to talk about my coworkers. No,
but it's just been, we've been up here. But that's honestly, especially to do morning show, you don't want to have to travel in those conditions and take a chance getting here, especially with the overnights being the way they were. We were expecting the worst by morning.
Yeah, last night I was basically done with my responsibilities at 6:30 last night, and I was like, well, I think I can get home.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, well, I need to be back ready. I need to be back on the air at 8 a.m. So it's like, well, I don't, the ice on the roadways, and I have, I'm down in the Friendswood Pearland area, so it's a bit more of a drive. So I wanted to be safe, so here I am.
Sally tried to go home yesterday.
Oh, did she make?
Nope. She
didn't
turned
make it?
back
Okay,
around. She
good.
was like, "Yeah, you know what? All right, so we're getting a wrap sign. We are wrapping
All
up."
right.
Okay.
JD, thank you. What do people need to know before you go?
Just check the pipes. Make sure you get them all melted out first, because it's definitely going to be an issue. And we are warming up and melt the mess.
Melt the mess. Melt the mess. Thank you, JD.
Yep.
All right, we've got Greg Rugen at Hobby Airport. Greg, what's it looking like over there?
Well, they're back in business, 100%. The not so small airport opened up today to passengers at TSA at 9 a.m. And as we were walking in to relieve our other crew, there were folks picking up their baggage down in baggage claim. We see travelers slowly moving into the line. Hey, you recognize that girl over there? You recognize that? I think she's famous. Hey, girl, just wave at everybody. Someone is going on a little trip, my colleague. Hey, look, here at Hobby Airport, on a normal day, it's 260 flights, 13,000 passengers. Clearly, not that much activity going on now. I can say that as we entered the airport area, we had no problem with slick roads. The crew that was here earlier was concerned that people might have trouble getting in. With the rising temperature, streets are in pretty good condition, so expect Hobby Airport to be cranking all day as folks try to get where they need to go. As you can see, people starting to trickle in, moving through TSA, making it down the jetway over there to get ready for their flights. I'm told the first flight's out of here leaving at 11 o'clock. Guys, back to you. What's up?
Greg, what are the odds of you seeing Abigail back there? I mean, Abigail's been working so hard out there. Now she gets to take a nice trip, It's pretty great.
Yeah, she had a pretty tough shift last night, and by the time her next shift would have started, even if she wasn't off, we are hoping that a lot of the snow and ice will have melted off. I mean, Ray Williams and I, as we were driving in, we're already seeing demonstrable change. That doesn't mean everybody needs to run out and get on the roadways, but what we're saying is it's significantly less dangerous than it was just even a few hours ago. So folks look pretty content, ready to have this weather pause over with and get on the road. I think kind of showing you the general mood here. What's going on?
No, I think so. The first flight was going out at 11, right? Is that when everything kind of resumed over there? I know we were talking to Nate a little bit earlier today. Is that what everyone's kind of getting ready for, that first flight?
Yeah, Coco, I said that earlier. 11 o'clock, first flight out of here.
Sorry, Greg, we were dealing with some technical issues back here, and so we couldn't hear you at first, and we couldn't hear our producers, but so sorry to make you repeat yourself.
Coco, Coco, this is digital coverage, so we're a little.
Yeah, we're a little looser
less
here.
Formal. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, hey, look, this is all just what we had hoped would happen. That the Hobby Airport, which is so important to our city, would be back in business right on time, and that people could reach here safely and start their journeys once again. Hopefully later in the morning we'll be able to talk to people who may have had to lay over in other places and some disruption, but you know, basically they're hitting on all cylinders here. Everything moving smoothly through TSA, people looking very content to get their journeys going, and we're talking about 13,000 passengers a day, 260 flights, and a very important transportation hub for our community. Having survived this bout of cold weather with flying colors, I'd say.
Yeah.
And so,
Greg,
as we
this
all
is very
get back to our
different from you
normal
yesterday
lives.
at Eleanor Tinsley, am I right?
Yeah, well, for one thing, it's about 40 degrees warmer inside. And, you know, so I'm grateful for that. You know, you kind of roll the dice, see what your assignment is. And, you know, I'm inside. We're taking it. We're taking it. And glad to see people pretty happy. And TSA and the Houston airport system hitting on all cylinders right now, getting flights in the air, getting folks home from what was probably a layover. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. And, you know, I do want to mention still over 50 icy locations reported by TransStar. So although things look great, you still need to go slow and watch for slow moving vehicles. Not everybody travels with confidence during this weather.
Yep. All right. You've been watching us here on this live stream. We have to take breaks. Luckily, Carolina Sanchez. Hey, welcome back to our live stream where we're covering cold weather coverage in Houston, baby.
It's kind of cold in here, actually.
Yeah, actually. That's what everybody complained about when they were sleeping here because it's just
we've
so
had
cold
to
in the
just
building.
a little FYI, a lot of the staff has had to sleep here for the last 2 days. But, you know, it's better for everyone when you're kind of already ready to go and you're not facing those different challenges that some people are facing on the way to work. They really just don't want us to have an excuse not to make it.
Yeah, they want you to make it. All right, but we have Leslie Delasbour, who is at Bush Airport, and apparently the arrivals have begun.
Yes, that's right. Finally, arrivals have begun. Departures actually just started right now, actually at 11. I was looking at the time there, so I want to step out and show you. The line has actually picked up in the last 10 minutes or so. This is WestJet's line, actually. If you take a look, it's kind of going past these, in between these two pillars here and past this pillar. We're in Terminal A, actually. Delta ticketing and check-in. People have been kind of zipping through for the last couple of hours, but WestJet's line just picked up here. We've met so many people who have had some different experiences. We met one man from New Jersey who was snowed in here for a couple of days. We also met another guy who drove in from Beaumont, actually, just to get to Bush because he was snowed in. So, you know, I think a couple of reminders for people. You know, TSA opened at 9, arrivals began at 10, and departures, again, just opened 1 minute ago. So, again, before you come to the airport, officials are asking you to make sure that you check their websites for both Hobby and Bush. The airport says actually over 100 people were stranded here at Bush. So if you are coming here, make sure to check our website for any updates that you might need. But again, TSA opened at 9, arrivals began at 10, and departures just started 1 minute ago exactly. So yeah, it's been pretty pretty busy here, but I wouldn't say the lines are extremely
Are people
long.
happy? Are they upset? Like, how are they feeling, Leslie?
I think people are kind of busy. You know, we were even trying to talk to people, right, to interview some people, and people were just kind of zipping on through. I think people just want to get to their destination and whatnot and just get out of the cold weather. We met some people who were going to warmer conditions, so they were just ready to go. But I think so far we did meet the two folks that I mentioned that we talked to. They were happy to finally be getting on their flights. They were actually here in Houston with family, so they were stuck in a place where at least they knew some people and they could stay warm in a city that they were somewhat familiar with, but they're ready to get back home for sure.
Leslie, I do want to ask you, we spoke with you yesterday and you mentioned that you had heated socks and just different parts of heated clothes. I mean, did you order that somewhere? Because we don't really have stores where you just have heated socks, and I'm like, do you plug them in? Obviously you don't plug them in, but are they safe? I mean, I had all kind of questions.
Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown. Okay, so starting with the heated gloves. So for transparency, I worked in Kansas City right before moving here. I've been home now. Today makes 6 months since I've been at Fox 26, so go me. But again, I moved from Kansas City. Thanks. So yeah, I moved from Kansas City, and I had heated gloves, heated socks, this coat that I actually bought in Kansas City as well. It's like insulated with all kind of feathers. It's supposed to keep you warm from temperatures as low as like -30, I believe. So,
But how do you
everything that
heat
I had
them?
Winter weather was bought in the Midwest, so you plug them up actually. So they
So you plug them up and then you put them on
with me. Yes. Yeah, you plug them up and then you plug. So you plug the battery up, charge it overnight, then you plug the battery up into the glove, then you turn the glove on. It has 3 different settings: high, medium, and low. I had mine on high yesterday because I was.
And
on
how
the
long
side of
does it
59
last?
For 10 hours. So.
How long does it
high
last?
is, I want to say 6 hours. Yeah, high is 6 hours. Medium might be, I think 8, and low is about 10, I believe. So, I mean, they're great. I love them. The heated socks are the same way, same brand. They are pretty penny, but they were worth it in the Midwest. I didn't think I was going to need them in Houston, but I'm very glad I brought them because yesterday they definitely came in handy. And speaking of the coat, don't judge me, but I have it on because it's really cold in here, actually. I was happy that I was actually going to be inside today, but it is freezing in here.
It
so
is
that's why I have my big
fabulous,
Undertaker
okay? It
coat
is
on right
fabulous.
now.
Yeah, you look
regardless.
good.
Thank
You look fashionably amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, and if you don't have those heated
look,
socks,
I learned from being in the Midwest.
if you don't have all the heated things that you have, guys, I am a strong believer in hand warmers. I stick those suckers everywhere. I mean, just in your hands, in
For
your
sure.
feet, because
Now,
my
I have
son.
my hand warmers with me too.
And those are much less expensive. I mean, you can get a pair of hand warmers for like less than $3, or you can get the pack. But really, those are, you stick them in your pockets. I'm a believer in those because my son, he's a DB. He's a high school football player. So being out there, you know, cheering them on. So you have to be warm to be comfortable. But really, hand warmers make the biggest difference in just you being outside. So if you have to work outside, winter's not over, although this winter blast is kind of, you know, winding down. Winter's not over. Get you a pack of hand warmers and just put them, just that nice relief of just melting, you know, it kind of gives you a sense of like comfort for sure.
Leslie, how was your commute to Bush?
Well, first, if I can, I want to add something else too. You guys, I think, Coco, you were talking with Melissa and Delon about the scrapers, right, as well. I have one of those as well. They really don't sell them here. So if you can order one on Amazon, I suggest you do that too. With winter coming, we don't know how much more snow and ice we're going to get here in Houston. So as a former Midwesterner, I suggest you get that. But the commute was easy, I'll say. We did kind of have an issue. We didn't have an issue, but we saw some people going really slow, coming up 59, hitting kind of like that curve, or actually that might have been 45. Right, Matt? I'm asking my photographer right now. Yeah, I think that was 45, actually hitting that curve before you get to 59. So we saw some people kind of slowing down there. But other than that, it was a pretty easy commute to get here, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We definitely saw a lot of ice on the road. So definitely I would tell people to slow down if you're coming to the airport or if you're going anywhere in Houston right now. That ice is out there. So please, 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 please slow down for sure.
Awesome, Leslie. Thank you so much. And
Thank
you stay
you.
warm. Sorry that it's cold in
warm
the
and fabulous. Warm and fabulous. She is good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. And some other things you kind of need to keep in mind when they are on the roadways. I know we were talking about there are still people out there checking snow out. There are still like the roadways. We were talking about walking on there. Just, you know, it's over, but it ain't.
It ain't over.
You know,
it's still dangerous. I mean, when we're looking at this map, and if you can take it in full, like there is a huge chunk of snow still on that roadway right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And John said that it may not be gone for a couple of days, which makes me think, am I working morning show? At the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to
disassemble your cot just yet, Coco.
No, absolutely. But it's just, if you haven't checked your tires, get your tires checked out, get everything, you know, situated back. And I've seen so many cars driving. I think we still have, this is a live shot right now.
From Darlene. Where's she at? Where's Darlene?
Darlene, our photojournalist, she is in Galveston. Yeah, she's in Galveston right now, close to Seabrook. I see the exit right there. But I lost my train of thought. I was talking about something about the roads or something. Oh my gosh, lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Yeah.
This is the webcast. Things that we've had our station manager up in here trying to fix some technical difficulties behind the scenes. So, you know, we go with the flow here, right, Coco?
All right, cool. So let's take a look at these road conditions right now. We're looking at still over 50 ice areas. So there are 50, you know, areas that Transtar's reporting. So just to give you an indication, there were about 58 when we were in full-blown snow storm yesterday. So that's still a little over 50. I think it was at 54 the last time I saw it. And really, your bridges, the elevated areas, you know, those areas are the ones that you need to be aware of. But don't, I mean, like you said, don't forget about those little side streets. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? That black ice, it's so slushy.
You know, when I texted you, I was like, I feel like if I take the side roads and I don't get on the highway, fewer people have probably gone on them. And we have such a tremendous amount of tree-lined streets here. Because I was going to take Post Oak down instead of the West Loop. And I was like, you know, I bet you it's only been shadows. Sun hasn't hit it. And there's going to be black ice there because people are more likely to take the West Loop and, you know, take their chances like I did. And sure enough, there was at least one lane that was clear. And so that's what I stuck to. And yeah.
Yeah, and our coworker Angie, associate producer, I didn't realize she kind of came to me and said, "Hey, you know, how do I get home, or how does this route look for me?" And I told her just really pick that no highways on your phone. And she wasn't familiar with avoid highways and avoid tolls. So if you're thinking, which way do I go? I don't know, like the back streets. You just really hit, if you have an iPhone, I'm not really sure how it works on Android, but you just go to your route. And after you hit the directions, you can say avoid highway or tolls, and then it'll get you back. And of course, this isn't going to go on forever, but it will go on for a little bit. And let's go back to the Transtar, the maps real quick. I do want to show you the purple area. Do you see off in West Houston? That is on, I believe that is on the West Park. Toll. Yes. So that area, anything that usually is in purple, it indicates closure, but things are not completely closed. Now, there is an area that is on the West Park Toll at the Fort Bend County. Oh, that must be the Fort Bend County line. Oh, yeah, that's where it is. So that area is dangerous. Lee, our assistant news director, said it was completely still covered in parts, but the police have been there. The emergency crews have been there blocking the area off since the night before. Oh, yeah. So what is this, Wednesday? So since Monday, that has kind of been the scene. I mean, you can take the feeder road there, but just yeah, things are getting back to normal slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean it's just scary for me. I feel like if you're unsure, then don't do it. Like stay.
Because people
home.
drive like they're unsure if they're unsure. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't drive as confident as other people might drive. So you got to watch for those slow moving vehicles that are in front of you, or, you know, put your hazards on. I mean, I know you might feel like a little grandma, like, I don't know where to go, but put them on. You'd rather be safe than sorry, and just kind of let other people see you if you are having a little difficulty. Because we had 168 crashes on yesterday, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office. But we were watching these single vehicle crashes all this morning.
I know. You were talking about them, and they were happening right before your eyes.
Right before our eyes. I'm like, it was like a drive-through spin out. Like the crews literally stayed there because they would not stop happening. They were happening live on the air as we were talking about other ones getting cleared out. So just be careful.
Be careful. Be careful. And we've got Denise Middleton, who's at TxDOT right now. So it's perfect because we're talking about these roadways. Yes. Denise, how's it going for you?
Hey, well, it has been a busy morning. We've been following these crews around since about 4:30 when it was probably in the low 20s. Now it looks like we're almost at 40 degrees. Oh, I think we have another crew headed out right now. But they're pretty much scattered. They're all over. They've been on I-45, 59, 610, I-10. So they have really been doing a great job clearing these roads because there are some icy patches in some areas, as we've seen some vehicles slide in some areas. But are you moving? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to try to follow another crew right now. But they have been fortunate to have so much help Dallas and Waco and Fort Worth. They've had a lot of crews helping them out, so that's why they've been able to move so quickly, and that's why I believe we haven't seen so many accidents as we've been driving around this morning. I know there have been some, but not as many, and so that's great news. We haven't had any major issues, so they've been doing a great job treating these interstates and highways using the brine and plow crews and other resources. And so since they're still out, they were trying to get people just to stay at home until around noon, but there have been so many people out on the roadways. So for those who do have to get out, they're just asking you guys not to follow them too closely and just give them some space so they can finish getting this work done. But most of the people have been driving, you know, at the speed limit. You do have some people who try to go around them, and that's what they don't want you to do. But so far, whoa, we just hit a little pothole there. But we've been pretty good. You know, we haven't hit any icy patches either, so we've been following them. So everything's been going pretty well, guys. Back to you.
All right, tell your photog, say, slow it down a little bit. You're making me nervous. I don't know who your speed demon over there.
Who is that, like, Dave Lanier?
She's like, I'm not going to tell you that. Let's not put his name.
Sorry, Dave.
No, she put your full name on.
I put his government out.
Dave's been doing a good job.
I think she said Cave Kalir.
I feel safe.
I think, yeah, that's what she meant to say.
Yeah,
so it's not who she said first.
All right, tell Cave to chill.
But no, literally, he's doing a great job. I'm just messing with you guys. I know you've been giving us a great view all morning long. You had the best spot. I'm telling you, you're literally following behind the crews who are cleaning everything out. So it's like, that's a good deal. It's like the gates have opened up for you, Denise. I love it.
We're taking a look at what looks like, San Felipe Plaza? I mean, I see the Willis Tower. Yeah, San Felipe Plaza. Still snow on the roof, but baby.
And that's the thing. Here we go. All right, 610 West Loop.
At Westheimer.
At Westheimer. So this seems to be, okay, this is on a ramp, obviously, the West Loop at Westheimer.
Is that northbound or southbound?
I'm not sure.
I will say I did take the West Loop this morning, and going southbound, we were fine. Right, but it going northbound, it was starting to, I don't want to say pile up because that insinuates a pile up crash, but the traffic was starting to pick up.
Yeah, and I can tell you in just a second here, since we're doing all of this live right here. So let me tell you exactly where this is right now. So it's at 610 West Loop in Westheimer. So it's so new, it hasn't even registered. The last thing registered was in the northbound direction, a stall, but that could be it. It could be a stall, but just keep in mind right here, this is West Loop at Westheimer, and you can tell it's an elevated area, so I'm not really sure.
I mean, looking at the road, it looks like nothing has melted. Like the snow is still there.
Wow, absolutely.
Ice. Yeah, that's scary. And now they're all stuck there.
They are. And that's what's happening, guys. So even though your route might be okay, it's, if you're behind another person's car, that's not going to, you just have to travel. Like you may need a little help. Take it, we can always, it's not like you can't call an Uber or someone can pick you up but if you have to be stuck in your car, we've seen some people stuck for 2 hours behind big rigs this morning and thought they were fine. And they probably were, but the big rig needed some help and blocked the entire way. So now you're stuck on an overpass behind it for over 2 hours. So
we just heard that this is northbound.
It is northbound. Okay. And gas up. I don't know. I should just gas up, I'm not saying run and get gas and go crazy like toilet paper, but don't go out there on, living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Not knowing.
You might find yourself stuck. And then and it's cold outside, so you're going to be cold in your car if you run out of gas. Like, baby, it's a recipe for disaster. Gas up. And you got to wait for us to melt the mess.
Melt the mess. And we'll credit Delon this morning, #melt the mess. But, it was a beautiful mess yesterday. And that's kind of something that warms my heart. Through all of the cold weather drama for your mama that the city has been through, and not being able to handle just something as simple as electricity or, it was such a glorious day for so many people that will probably never see snow. I'm one of those people that there's always another beach I can see.
Right.
I'm not going.
You ain't
on
going
purpose
to a cold weather spot.
To the snow. I don't know. People are like, oh, you got to go skiing. I'm like, I don't.
I can water ski.
I can water ski. Yes, I can do something else. But that was really a joyous occasion because I remember my first snow. I think people remember their first snow time. And the most snow we ever had, for my experience of my short years of living, was when I was in first grade. That's the most snow we've ever had. We had a little bit of ice, in 2021, but this would be the most memorable
snow.
The most memorable snow for a lot of people. In Houston, they were skiing.
I know. Sledding. Yeah, no, it was a glorious time. And yesterday we got to show a lot of social media pictures, and I think producer Sonora says she's got some for us now, too, that we can look through. Oh, H-Town breakfast in the snow.
Wait, what are they? Oh, okay. So I thought I was eating the snow. I'm like, who's going to tell him? But no, that's crazy. But I wonder how long his food stayed cold.
Yeah, nah, I ain't having breakfast outside.
What is he sitting on? Oh, he's sitting on a chair. It looked like but you know what? Living life. It looks like some grits.
Yeah, those
and
grits
some
did look like snow for
grits.
A little bit.
I say there's sugar in those grits. I say there's sugar. I had to talk with some people who are not from Texas or the Houston area. Oh, what is that?
Another
snow lemonade
slushy.
No, guys, I don't even know if that's safe. To consume.
I mean, listen, if it's not yellow, it's good. It's what I've always been told. Don't
really.
This is Big Back inspired from Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Wait, but did they get it from the ground?
I guarantee you they got it from the ground. Absolutely. Did they consume it? That's questionable. It's questionable.
Wow. So, I mean, it depends on what else is in that lemonade that could kill the germs. But here we go. Amos and Harvey.
Oh, I love seeing dogs in the snow. Thank you, Austin Turner, for sending that in from Hempstead. Do you have any pets, Coco?
I do not. The last pet I had, look at this one right here. Baby, it's snowing outside. How cute. I don't. I used to, back in another lifetime, had an English Mastiff. 265 pounds.
Baby, a big boy.
A big boy. Like, people would pull their cars over just to pet him. So, yeah, not right now.
Oh, Molly Moo Moo.
Molly Moo Moo.
Let's pull up Molly Moo Moo.
Oh,
enjoying
Molly.
the snow with her piggy. Oh, that's what it is. She's got a
piggy. She's like, oh, look, and suspended into air. That is happiness right there. And a great shot. Great camera shot right there.
Thank you, Corey, for sending that in from Alvin. And you can send in photos too. We've got that QR code in the top right corner. So please scan that. Submit your photos.
Oh. Snowda? I'm not even. This is Star Wars, right?
Yeah, Yoda.
So what's the original one? Oh, Yoda.
Snowda.
Soda. That is ice carving at its finest. You might have a future in the ice carving business, because look at that smile. It's like, well. That's a great one. Dave from Crosby, thanks for sending. Oh, is this Drake? No. Cecilia Ebert from Gonzales Snow Day. Al here in Gonzales, Louisiana.
Which, man, they had a blizzard in Louisiana.
They did. They had a lot. I saw the guy. Did you see him? A former hockey player was playing hockey on the street. I mean,
wow.
full blown 3D printed mold for duckies. Wait, so there are mold. That's yeah. So you can buy these molds and go out there and mold. And someone did just that. Shaleza in Houston, thank you. And your duckies for sending that in. 3D printed mold. Oh, 3D printed mold?
I think.
Oh, it's the mold was 3D printed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is Audra Montro in Houston, granddaughter Nayeli with our cowgirl snowman from Klein.
I love it.
So cute. Great job, Nayeli.
I'm so happy people were able to make snowmen yesterday.
That is broccoli, good people. The eyes are broccoli. That's a healthy snowman. That's like a good for you snowman.
What are the buttons though? Is that
the button?
celery?
I think it may be the back part of that broccoli stick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the bush is in the front, the stem is like maybe in the middle. That's carrots in the middle. You could make a caldo with this. I say caldo. Caldo. Caldo is just a Spanish word for soup. So this is soup season, guys.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Isaac and Isaiah Hessen Pearland made quite the sculpture.
Yeah, this is like, what is that? The picture of all of the presidents.
Mount Rushmore.
This is like similar. Isaac Hess in Pearland. That's pretty fancy. That's kind of like a sculpture you could probably put somewhere. Oh, look at that beautiful smile
with her snow cat.
Yes. Oh, that's a fat cat too. That's like a Garfield cat. Leah Kramer in Kingwood, but that's a happy cat. Do cats like snow?
We saw some pictures yesterday of cats in the snow. Some liked it, some did not. You know.
I don't know much about cats except they turn their noses up.
Yeah, cats are they're an animal that you have to allow them to be themselves.
Yeah, so you couldn't come in my house and tell them. Yeah, you have to really give them their space and let them. They don't. Hey, welcome you home, like the doggies and tail wagging.
Apparently some do, but I've yet to meet those. That's why I don't get cats. I gotta be able to trust you. I have a miniature schnauzer. Oh, meet Ginger
little
from
Ginger.
Rosharon. Oh, look at her licking up the snow.
I wonder if she's making a slushy lemonade.
Yeah, no.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if it's not yellow, Ginger's been there.
Yeah, we had Alex Supko from our assignment desk come in here and say, listen, acid rain, acid snow. So
And this is a beautiful picture here. I know this was in and out of that cold weather, but it was worth it for those beautiful colors.
Beautiful. Amrita from Katy, Texas, sending this joy in. Oh, so fun.
Shout out to the photog too, capturing that moment like that. And guys, it was worth it. Some of those things are just worth it. You just go and get it done.
Yeah, just like this from Lucy Ann in Richmond. Benny and Pappy playing catch with a snowball. Daddy and his girls building a snowman. Oh, that must be another photo.
Yeah, no, this is so cute. And how does the dog, I guess he just sees a ball. He doesn't know if it's made of snow. Plot twist, you can eat it. It's like, wait a minute, what's happening here?
Yeah, that dog has like no fur. It must be so cold.
It's got the vest on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a heated vest like Leslie
Like
has.
Leslie's. We learned a lot
Maybe it's
today.
been plugged in.
Let's take a look at another one.
Yeah, and he looks like he knows what he's doing with those big boots right there. I bet he's got some hand warmers in there. And I did get out for a little bit.
We got a quick update on Transtar, Coco. Let's take a look. Oh,
all right. This is still the same situation. We said it was in the northbound area. This is 610 West Loop at Westheimer. It seemed it was a stalled vehicle from what we saw earlier. It is backed up right now in the northbound direction. So if you're traveling in that area or going to be in the next few minutes, maybe take the feeder roads and kind of get around that West Park in Richmond and cross over wherever you need to go right there. But this is going to be the scene all day, guys. Oh, we have movement, slow movement right there. And really, if you can avoid those overpasses and bridges, stay.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage here on the web. We are having fun talking about the winter storm and the aftermath, right?
Yes, I'm Coco Dominguez, Carolina Sanchez. Woo! Woo! Let me just tell you, my grandmother, rest in peace, her maiden name was Sanchez. So every time she would hear the name Sanchez, she would go,
really?
So when I hear your name, I low-key go.
In honor of your grandma.
Yes, in honor of mama.
I love it. Well, this morning we've been talking about how crazy it was for you. You were on the air since 6 a.m., Coco, covering the roadways, which people thought, the sun is out. We're
outside. No, the ice is still outside. And it's hard to see. We've had so many crashes, and these don't involve two vehicles. Most of them are single car crashes. People are slipping and sliding. And from the time there's one crash, there's about a 20% chance that there will be another one. That's just how it works. This is right now, look at your roadways, still over 50 icy or snowy locations, according to Houston TransStar camera. The West Park Toll Road is closed. You'll see that purple way on the west side, on the left side of your screen there. So that just means that is a no-go. So it's at the Harris County Fort Bend line there, and it's been closed since Monday night. Yeah, and it's super icy. We've been hearing reports from some of our staff that even coming in today, what they could see is super icy. So still some very dangerous conditions out there if you're going full speed. Now, if you're going slow, if you're taking your time, if you're making wise decisions, not braking fast, not making any quick turns, those are kind of the things that you need to. And stay off your phone, people.
Stay off your phone.
No te pongas en el teléfono, por favor.
Do we have an update on that TransStar? Because before the break, we were looking at the West Loop Westheimer. Oh my goodness.
It didn't. Oh my goodness. So let's just kind of update this. This is northbound at West Loop at Westheimer. So now I know exactly which one this is. I travel this quite regularly. So there was a car that was stalled, not the minivan you're looking at right now. A completely different vehicle was stalled there. It was finally in slow moving mode. This may have been a minivan that was behind that one. So how scary is it for every other driver to go, okay, you're next. Can you make it down? Wow, this is very dangerous. And because it's an overpass, look how high they are. And this one is so high. This is the one that goes northbound onto Southwest Freeway. I'm a little frightened. I don't know what they're going to do with those other cars.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait it out.
They're going to. Yeah. I mean, because you can't back them up, because you can't back them up onto the West Loop. So how are we going to get out of this sticky situation right now? Wow.
We see the tow truck driver on that far left making its way down.
You almost have
slowly.
Yeah, slowly. And that's the thing. And even the emergency workers that are there in the middle, they're even in danger having to maneuver this entire situation. But it might be a good idea. I mean, I'm not Houston TransStar or whoever closes these roadways, but that doesn't seem like a safe option for people to travel on. Even walking, you can see it's just like a step for step situation there. So they've got to get all the way back down. They've got to get all the way. And look and the sun is shining, guys. So it's not like it hasn't been shining, but it is still very dangerous. And look at all those vehicles behind that are going, oh no, it's going to be my turn next.
Yeah.
So how do they stop that? There's no traction. There's nothing. I'm not really sure how this is going to work. I almost feel like there needs to be a heavier vehicle in front to guide.
And it looks like, when you look at the cars in the back, they have oriented toward the shoulder. It looks like they moved in order to let this big vehicle through. But
okay, so yeah, they're taking something out of the car right now.
I'm thinking to spread salt on this. What can be done?
It needs to be. It needs, and even the vehicles that are going up there, like you said, to spread the salt or whatever they're de-icing or whatever, tactics they have in place. Yeah, they're spreading something. Yeah, they're putting it on they've got to do the whole thing though. I mean, I'm not an expert, but so if you're just tuning in, that is not the first car. That's not the initial car that was stuck.
Nope.
This is a car that was behind it. So when they finally got the first one out of the way, this is what we're left with right here. And I can only imagine. I can look here, my TrendStar, but this is a live look right now. How far back it goes. If you know anyone who is traveling on the 610 West Loop right now, call them, tell them do not take that 610 West Loop ramp at Westheimer. Now, this is going into the 59 southbound area, getting onto Southwest Freeway. I'm sorry, going the northbound direction, getting on Southwest Freeway in the northbound direction, which the first exit after that would be West Lane, which is where the station is.
The thing is, like, you see all the cars in the background, they're moving just fine. So you think things are fine, but as you can see, like, the ice has not melted. And we're at 39 degrees, so we are above freezing, but there are some areas that are just not going to melt today. JD was telling us earlier, and we think they are. Ooh, okay.
Here we go. Let's go. So they turned into the direction of whatever was poured down there, away from.
But if you're in the back, do you risk it? Do you risk it, or do you just
either
stay?
that, or you're going to live there forever? Eventually, you're going to have to come down. So are they? Look, even walking.
Yeah.
Even walking is dangerous. So they've got that bag there. I'm assuming they're going to try and do that before every car comes down. Ooh, I know that one, the van is happy to be down there. That was a scary situation for them. Let's see what happens next, guys. Once again, if you have someone in this area or traveling in Southwest Houston by the Galleria area, hopefully they've already stopped, folks, before even getting onto this. Because this is the area that you can go 610, you can go 59 south, you can go 610 south, or you can go 59 north. Yeah, so that's where you get the three options.
Yeah, our producer Sonora was just telling us that we have video from Twitter that shows some black ice on the highway. There's still
that's the area that we were just talking about. So this is the other vantage point.
Yeah, that's to go east. The other one's to go
that's
west.
Where those are the cars that are trying to avoid that fate of what the other cars are going through right there. So that is the backup area. And those cars, they're going to have to detour them. Like, they're going to have to detour them to go in a different area, because look at that. So you're going to have to, so it's the black ice.
This is from a lieutenant on the Harris County Sheriff's Office saying, like, there's black ice, baby. Like, it looks like it's clear, but it's black ice. It probably will not be melted for a few hours, if it's even melted today. So please be careful out there. We've got Denise Middleton, who's actually on the roadways right now. Denise, I see you're driving past NRG Stadium on the South Loop, it looks like. How's it looking for you?
Yeah, we're on the South Loop West, and I don't know if you just saw some of that snow off to the side. So it has not completely melted in some areas, and that's why, TxDOT crews have still been out just hours after, working overnight. They've had so many crews that have been working nonstop, and we've been actually trying to catch up with another crew, so we aren't sure where they are right now, but they've been, scattered throughout 45, 610, I-10. So they've been doing a good job throughout the morning. But as you guys mentioned, there's still some icy patches. So we're probably still going to continue to see some accidents on the freeway, because people are just driving and they have this false sense of security because the sun's out. They feel like, the roads are back to normal, but clearly they are not. And here's some more snow here on the shoulder and on this left lane and right lane. We're driving into
here we go, guys.
And so we're having to slow down and take.
Yeah, slow is the way. It's
easy.
slow moving.
I mean, these are the little trouble spots.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them throughout the area.
We were out with TxDOT.
Did y'all pass Telephone Road already?
I mean, we were driving. No, we haven't. We're actually so we're about to hit near South Post Oak and Braeswood.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because Houston Police just tweeted that all eastbound lanes of the 610 South Loop at Telephone Road are completely closed due to the icy conditions. I know you guys are approaching the West Loop, and we were just looking at some live footage from TrendStar that showed cars basically stalled, multiple, because there's so much black ice and it's so treacherous.
there it is right there. So we've been, excuse us just one moment, Denise. We have a shot right now of the 610 West Loop at Westheimer on the ramp. It's literally one vehicle at a time that's trying to make it on down. They're getting stalled. It's super icy, so they're trying to put, I guess, is it salt? They're pouring salt before each car as it comes down. It looks like they're making their way, the crews are making their way back to these vehicles. I'm not sure to give them the plan or tell them how, they're talking to the vehicles and tell them how they're gonna proceed, because they still gotta make it down. Look how high that ramp is.
Very high. Are you guys approaching the West Loop? What is y'all's, I don't know where you guys are at.
Yeah, so she's at the 610 South Loop, so she'll be coming
actually
around to the west on the right.
Yeah, we're going towards the Galleria area, but yeah, people. I mean, there are still a lot of people here on the road, but like you guys mentioned, there's those elevated bridges and overpasses that you have to be careful with, because you can't make that assumption and think that the roads are back to normal, because a lot of them are not. But and that's why these crews are out here using that brine, and we have the plow crews, and they're using other resources to clear these roadways. So we just got to give them time and give them space. So if you can stay at home, that would be ideal, but we know a lot of people have to get out and go to work as well.
What is the average speed y'all are seeing? Like, how fast are y'all going?
So right now we're going 40 miles an hour.
40 miles an hour.
We're pretty much going with the flow of everyone else, the flow of traffic right now. Doesn't look like anybody's speeding. Most people have been driving
well below the speed limit.
Below. You have a couple of people. Yeah, you just have a couple people who will, bless you. You have a couple people who will, try to speed around certain folks. Even, the TxDOT crews, which is why police have been out here following very closely behind them, trying to make sure that people don't get too close or just try and speed around. So, yeah, we're still looking for them, though. We haven't run into any more TxDOT.
I mean, you're probably going to run into this.
So yeah, you're going to approach it right here. You're going to see what the area that we're talking about, because you're going right now. You're on the 610 West Loop going northbound. So you're going to run into it if you guys are headed back to the station. It's the same one. You'll see it on your left-hand side, and even that lane that you're in right now, it's not even a lane that you're comfortable driving.
Lane here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, a lot of slush, ice there. Nobody's driving in that lane, of course. But the other ones are dry, fortunately. Yeah, we're getting ready to see what you guys are referring to.
Yeah, you have about two more exits.
Were there multiple accidents?
So they're kind of stalling. It's what it is.
Were there multiple accidents here in that area?
No. So they're not. They're kind of stalling. They're spin outs, but they're not going in the opposite direction. I think it's just they're having trouble getting down that ramp. And that's probably what scared the first person who stopped. But yeah, so you got a couple more exits there.
Y'all are gonna exit. Okay. It looks like. Okay, yeah, get away from that. Okay, Denise, y'all be safe out there. Thanks for showing us the road conditions.
Do we have one more exit? We have one more exit before we get to it. So we don't want to get caught in it either.
Yeah, don't get caught in it. I was like, hold on, that actually looks like black ice down there. Please be safe, y'all. We don't want our crews out there in
all right, here we go. Yeah, guys, this is a live look right now. You're seeing Denise Middleton and her photographer driving, and this is the 610 West Loop in the northbound direction as you're approaching Southwest Freeway. That's kind of what it looks like right now, but it is sunny, but all of that slush is still there, the same slush that's hard to walk on. So right now, what is this, West Park? So the next one should be what you'll be able to see the ramp where everything is happening at. So we'll give you guys just a few seconds to kind of, and look at that lane, it's back over. So that's what I'm saying, it's just literally.
Yeah, it's dangerous out there. We are showing you, that they are capable of driving. There's a lot of vehicles on the road, but there are areas that are just deceiving is what I want to say, because it looks like they're clear, but it could be ice. I mean, I slid this morning just making a U-turn, so it looks like they're going to be getting off before the mess that's on 610 at Westheimer.
Yeah, and it was coming in the opposite direction, so not sure if you'll be able to see it kind of when they exit, but it's going to be that ramp.
Right up there.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Look how high that is.
Let's see if we can see it on the left-hand side of the screen.
And so we're just trying to give you a different view of where all those other vehicles are stuck on the overpass as they're trying to get them down one by one. They were pouring the rock solution.
The
I'm not
brine
really,
and
brine. When I think brine, I just think cooking.
Right.
I think turkey, but that's not what it is. Look how slick this area is. So look at how high that
overpass is. Yeah. Okay. I know Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo released a soundbite on Twitter. We got producer Malia getting it ready for us. So let's take a look at that when we have it.
I want to make sure you guys know that our warming centers are still open tonight. We're going to have another cold night leading into Thursday. So if you need to go to a warming center, you can call 311 for transportation there. You can check readyharris.org to see what's offered at each shelter, whether pets are allowed, and you can also talk to the folks on the line.
Yeah, that's important information because it's still going to be cold out there. Even though we're getting up to 45 tonight, it's still going to be very, very cold. And if there's people who unfortunately don't have heating in their home, it's probably the best way. All right, let's take a look at this TransStar camera that we've been talking about all morning. 610 West Loop northbound at Westheimer. These cars are taking their sweet time, as they should.
Actually, it's southbound. Coming into 610 from 610 Westheimer coming down back down here. It's on the 610 West Loop, right? So we're going. Is this the northbound?
It is northbound.
Take a look here. That one made it through.
They made it slowly. But see, you look at this car on the far left who's like, you know what, I'm going to get past all these cars and I'm going to get on the right lane. Like, take your time. Let the car in front of you go. Even if you think you're brave enough, like.
And that's what we've been seeing. Cars going around. And someone is stopping them. And then, look, now trying to cut back in.
Yeah.
And so this is one person at a time.
Yeah, I mean, they've been able to sit there and see how big of a struggle it's been for the other vehicles. Don't risk it, baby. Just take it slow. I mean, that's been your motto all morning, Coco. I know when I texted you early to say, hey, how can I get in? What's this West Loop looking like? You're like, it doesn't change for you, Carolina.
I know. I was like, everything's the same.
Everything is questionable.
Slow is the move today.
Yeah, we were going slow. I guess this is Denise's camera again.
Yeah, that is Denise. All right, we're going to take a look at some social media now. What are we looking at?
Gosh.
First time ice covering the marina. The last time just spotted areas of it. So that's ice.
That's ice in Kemah. Thanks, Tim Howell, for sending that in. My goodness.
I wouldn't suggest walking or trying to do anything on top of that. But some people, they want to do a TikTok.
Yeah. Nope. No,
Not
baby.
the time.
Not the time.
And the Kemah Bridge was closed for a long time, so that was the condition that was out there. H is up.
In Houston, we have opposing Cali Dayton's. I love it.
This is great.
Yes.
So they drank so much one of their glass lenses fell out. What is in the middle of that? I feel like those are peppers. I'm not really sure. They've used quite a bit of different. Oh, those are sticks on the side. Great job, guys, with the Astros and the Texans being represented. We love it. Thank you, Joelle, for sending that in from Houston. And there's still a lot of snow out there, which is
oh my goodness!
Look at that big old buttercup.
Our dog Mac trying to figure out what's on his trampoline. This is from Gaynell in Houston. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful dog!
But props to Mac for jumping up that high.
He's like, hold up, this is my trampoline. What's this white stuff?
Yeah, because I mean they're Houstonians too.
Oh. Teddy and Franklin. So cute. Brittany K sending it in from Spring. I mean, you could have told me that they are running on a beach and I'd believe you. Because that blue
because
sky,
of the, yeah.
you know, the greenery in the back. It's like
if that's Teddy, the first one, Teddy's kind of thinking like, what am I doing?
He's like, I'm going to stay on top of Franklin because
my paws are cold.
Cold.
And you see that QR code if you guys want to send in any pictures or videos that you have of the snow. And really, wasn't your timeline all snow yesterday? Like everybody was just posting all their pictures in the snow. So great. All right, Monica in the Woodlands.
Our dog Ozzy having a blast in the snow in the Woodlands, Texas. That fountain was still going.
Oh, look, it's frozen. Is it frozen?
I don't know. I was trying to see. Oh, but the dog is having a good time. Is it frozen?
It looks like.
Maybe parts of it.
Oh,
are
no,
frozen,
it is still going. It is still going. It is still going.
Wow.
Yeah, keep those sweaters on your pets if you're outside.
Back to that H is up.
It is almost opening day for the Astros, you know, and things are starting to get a little bit back to normal. I know the Houston Rockets have their Lunar New Year's game tonight because the Lunar New Year is happening the 29th. So tonight is the Houston Rockets. They are ready to go, ready to keep winning because they've been doing so amazing.
I know, and we really thought our Texans would continue winning as well. What a tough loss a couple weeks ago. But
yes, I know.
Meet Pablo the Snowman.
Pablo.
Miranda from Springs sending this in. And you can keep sending. We have newscasts all day. Please send in your videos and your photos. Scan that QR code in the top right corner so we can experience the joy you had. Wow. Grandbaby, first time seeing snow. Her name is Lonnie. Can't see your grandbaby, but it does look like a winter wonderland in there.
Yes, and that place looks also like it would be the bomb in the summer. Let's look to the future.
Oh, we got the green screen going.
Okay, while we have that, let's mention a couple of things real quick. $10 tickets can get you into the Rockets game tonight. Tickets as low as $10.
Wow.
Yes, and the first 3,000 people will receive a folding fan in celebration of the Lunar New Year. So if you're ready to kind of go out and explore, but maybe not in the cold.
Yes. Do that. And safely, obviously.
Yes,
Stay tuned to Fox 26 so you can know about those road conditions. Well, we have the new newscast coming up later, and Mayor John Whitmire will be having a press conference just to give us an update on the winter storm and how we're recovering from it, and it'll include all the travel and returning to work business. Because some people, you know, they've been off for the last 5 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
yes,
and
with Dr.
Wednesday.
Martin Luther King Jr. holiday on Monday. So I think that was the best part, celebrating Dr. King, and then also having the day off, and then even because there are some businesses that don't give that day off anyway, so that gave people more time to get off, and then you get Tuesday and Wednesday, and then before you know it, spring break will be here for the kids. Y'all are living life. Y'all are living life right now.
Living life. So stay tuned for that here on Fox 26 so you can get the latest from the mayor. I know we've got our photojournalist, Darlene Janik Ferris, who's at a road closure. Ooh. They're telling her to get to moving, it looks like. What's happening here?
Yeah, Darlene covers the Galveston area really well.
And it looks like Kemah police. So she might be in Kemah where we saw that ice take over the marina.
Oh, absolutely. And they've had that Kemah bridge closed for a while. I'm not sure if this is them kind of getting things back to normal, but it looks like there's a barricade going up or being pulled away. We're going to take a look here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's still closed, y'all. Still closed.
You're up against a lot when you're out there. Just keep that in mind. You are, everything's a fluid situation, and it looks like they're trying to stop people from going up. Yep. And that's the thing. We saw a lot of slides. I mean, it was dangerous. We were getting so anxious watching cars slide backwards on bridges, and then they would go out of frame, and we're like, what happened? We hope that it ends well.
Well, the Houston airports are back open. Arrivals and departures are a go as of this morning. So if you are traveling, just be safe on the roadways, and hopefully you can get to some sunnier weather, warmer weather.
Stick around here. By the time you know it, it'll be sunny again.
Yes, it will. All right. Well, we've had fun here on this webcast, haven't we? Yes,
Claro que sí.
I know coming up we have the new newscast, which will have our anchors. Who will be anchoring our new newscast? Will Delon Dillard, who will be hearing from Mayor Whitmire on the latest happening in the city. So make sure that that we stay, up to date on what's happening and make sure we're all safe.
Yes. All right. Thank all of you for tuning in, for sending us all those pictures and videos. And we're glad that you've been able to really enjoy Fox Local for what it was meant for, for the community to stay up to date. How great is it not to just have to go to the website every time and look all of that up? If you're on the website, welcome anyway, but download the app and you literally, everything is just a finger, a tip away from everything that you need.
Yeah, that's how I was watching y'all this morning before coming in.
And if you missed it, you can go back and play it. You can kind of, all the tips, everything you need to know is on Fox Local.
Yes. All right. Well, thank y'all for having some fun with us this morning. Stay safe, stay warm. And as Delon Dillard said, melt the mess. Melt the mess.
All right, or enjoy the mess.
Or enjoy the mess.
From home. Those last minute nasty little
morning. I'm Delon Dillard. The Houston area is still recovering from yesterday's winter storm where some areas got up to 4 inches of snow. If you plan on hitting the roads today, officials are urging you take caution. Take your time. Don't be doing too much. Just slow down, all right, as some highways are still covered in ice. The good news here, though, the sun is out. It seems like temperatures are about to go up. And as I said earlier, I'm going to say again, thank the Lord, we are about to melt the mess, JD. Let's melt the mess, all right?
Melt the mess.
Melt it.
That's what our cheer is today. Melt the mess. Our tower cams still look pretty, though. I'm going to be honest. It's sort of fun to look out and see a little bit more white than there ought to be out there on our roadways and our building tops. And yes, it's less than what we had yesterday. That's all good news. We're certainly working our way towards less of the mess for certain. But yes, some of those roadways are still going to be a little bit of a dangerous situation. So make sure we're watching out for that. Temperatures up into the upper 30s now. We're going to top out in the 40s today, but lots of sunshine. So when that pavement gets hit, we're looking for that to melt everything as well as evaporate whatever liquid's there. But watch out, little patches of ice I think are still going to be something to be concerned with. We've got 40s already on the board here. Huntsville at 41, Tomball at 40, Sugar Land at 40, Angleton up to 44 degrees current temperatures. And again, we're not looking for any sort of more of the precipitation, the frozen wise. And for sure, our temperatures this evening are going to continue, or this afternoon to continue in the 40s. And we'll look at that 7-day forecast coming up.
Okay, JD, thank you. We are standing by now. Houston Mayor John Whitmire is giving an update on traffic conditions and recovery as we eventually melt all this mess here in Houston. Let's listen in now.
Have been successful by nearly any measurement. I'm most thankful that we've had no fatalities due to traffic accident. We've had no fatalities due to carbon monoxide. And as I said, by any measurement, certainly how we handled our most vulnerable, the homeless. We've had 1,300 individuals visit and stay with us in a warming center. 10 locations across the city. No one was turned around. Fondy hit its maximum numbers yesterday, and I was contacted and I said, there's no such thing in weather like this as reaching capacity. No one was turned around. We furnished transportation. We actually went to Acres Home yesterday evening. They were warm and safe, but they were hungry. So I came back to this emergency center working with my team, the food bank. Immediately got over there at 6 o'clock. Some faith-based collaboration as well. So we've been successful, but I want to caution everyone, there is still some mobility issues. There's still ice on some of our bridges and roads, so slow down, be cautious. City operations will return to normal. Certainly tomorrow, city services will be open. And I will emphasize that our airport is operating with full services as I speak to you now. TSA open at 9, arrivals at 10, and 11 departure. I did get a text from a friend that said, I'm on the plane and we're lifting off. So Houston is working, and I could spend the rest of the day telling you why we've been successful. It's the teamwork. It's the preparation. It's putting the right people in the right positions with experience and their passion and commitment to public service, knowing who we work for, the citizens of Houston. And I'm so happy for Houstonians. They got probably just the right amount of snow to show the kids that had never experienced that. They got the joy of experiencing the snow, but we were allowed to return to normal operations. So the warming centers will be open tonight. We're measuring the need for tomorrow night. Most likely there will be 2 shelters, 2 warming centers open tomorrow night through Thursday. We told everyone Sunday night that we would open Sunday through Thursday. We may extend that through Thursday. But I want to remind everyone what this great team that I'm fortunate to have in place has done. Starting on January 10th and 11th, we opened up warming centers because not only the frigid temperatures, but the rain. We opened Fondy and West Gray. On January 15th, Wednesday, tragic shootout with a bad actor that took the life of a Brazoria County deputy. HPD was assist the officer operations in bitter, cold, wet weather. They apprehended the shooter, certainly with the assistance of K-9 Officer Rocky, who you'll hear more about when we open up City Hall, and I can get him a proclamation and get him before the public and thank him publicly. I plan to visit with him tomorrow, shake his hand, or Paul maybe. We had the marathon over the weekend, starting Friday in preparation. 5K was run Saturday successfully, safely, with the assistance of all of our city departments: solid waste, public works, fire, police, health. We had the largest marathon ever Sunday, safe. Largest participation, 33,000 people signed up to run, hundreds of thousands along Houston streets, safe and successful. We opened our warming centers Sunday night as we committed. No one turned around. 2 MLK parades on Monday. Think about that. Same time, different locations. HPD handled it safely. During the night, we were prepared for the storm, and Houstonians did their part, kicking in Monday night. Stay off the roads. No school, Tuesday and Wednesday. No city operations. Airport was closed. Everyone did their part. Collaboration is the key. Experience, team, commitment, passion. We got the storm through here. As I said, there was some enjoyable times Tuesday. We were servicing the warming centers, working with our county partners, our nonprofits. Balen was opened by the Red Cross in cooperation with Commissioner Briones. I just can't emphasize enough what a great city was on demonstration. We are the model for the rest of the nation, major cities demonstrating what we just successfully accomplished. Now, I do want to emphasize, there's still bitter temperatures. We still have to be concerned for the homeless. HPD outreach, its hot team, will be contacting the homeless. The chief and I at 9 o'clock last night at Richmond and Shepherd begged a homeless lady to go to a warming center. She had every reason in the world to say she didn't want to go, and I wouldn't let up. She was afraid for her safety. She was afraid for her family learning of her location. We assured her that she wouldn't go. And we'll deal with that population effectively in days to come by making sure that they're safe, secure, and let people know you can't sleep on the streets of Houston as current ordinance allows. We have some work to do, but today we're prepared to return to normal operations. City employees need a break. I could take you through those secure doors there and show you hundreds of city employees that have slept on the floor during this Arctic blast. I'm going to bring to council, we've got to do something special for that set of employees. Away from their families, securing their homes, wrapping their pipes, while allowing us and Houstonians to be safe. So today we prepare for demobilization. We're not in that mode yet, but we're approaching it. So I want this press conference to be one of thankfulness. We've learned. We're not perfect, but we're damn near close to perfect on how we handled this storm. The collaboration, TxDOT, thank you so much. making certain that we always had a passageway into the med center. During the snowstorm, 288 McGregor into the med center was protected. Last night we were concerned about there was an increase in some accidents on I-10 and 610. We learned quickly that those were out-of-town folks. Wasn't the Houstonians that were doing their part in lowering their activity and their driving, but we were experiencing out-of-town passengers, transporters coming across our great city on their way to their destination. HPD did a dangerous, great job of getting out about the Budweiser Brewery on East Texas Freeway with their red lights, their resources to slow people down. We can call up our department heads, but quite frankly, you've seen in previous days how well prepared they are. We did lose one gentleman that we're trying to determine the loss of life on the streets. We believe it was from pre-existing health conditions. We urged even him to go to a warming center, and we've got to deal. Let me close. We've got to deal, ladies and gentlemen, anyone that can hear my voice, with the mental health conditions of some of our residents. When you're in single-digit temperatures and you're begging a person to go to a warming center or he and she refuse, we've got to handle that population compassionately, appeal to the state of Texas, the federal government, and our partners at the county to treat mental health in our community. I can't emphasize that enough. We can provide first responders for fire and police and public works, looking out for pipes in streets. TxDOT can bring all the road treatment and snow plows, but we still are not doing our job as long as we have the mental health conditions, not only in Houston, across our region, the state of Texas, and our nation. Mental health has to be something. I've already told my staff back there, I don't care what it takes. We have budget challenges. We have financial issues, but we've got to scrub our budget and find greater resources for our mental health. We are in the greatest city in our nation when it comes to health care with our med center. I'm going to be talking to the medical schools, the Harris County Psychiatric Hospital. And like I say, we've done a really great job of protecting Houstonians and getting them through this Arctic blast, the most vulnerable. BARC did its role with our pets. And I could start calling up these department heads, but essentially, I want everyone to know that thank you for allowing me to lead this city. Thank you for allowing me to lead this city. It's my passion. Experience counts. And at this time, I will ask for any volunteer. I think, Randy, you might talk about the condition of our water supply at this time. And let me allow you to briefly bring us up to date on the ins and outs of our water.
Yeah, you know, as we've talked about leading up to this point, as the temperatures rose and pipes started to thaw out, to be on the lookout for any breaks.
That was Houston Mayor there, John Whitmire, underscoring where the city of Houston stands after that historic snow and ice and everything hit the city, blanketed the city of Houston and obviously our surrounding suburbs here yesterday. Mayor Whitmire says 1,300 people visited 10 warming centers across the city. He referenced there were no carbon monoxide deaths, no deadly crashes on the highway. There was one death that we told you about here on Houston's Morning Show about a man who is believed to be homeless that was found, unfortunately, dead outside of a restaurant in Katy. And the sheriff, Ed Gonzalez, was telling us that this could have potentially been weather related. But then we just heard there, the mayor referenced that it's believed the man potentially had pre-existing health conditions. At this point, this information is not specifically clarified. Obviously, we'll then try to really get this information from the medical examiner's office when that information is available. So right now, at this point, unclear if that death in Katy was weather related. But at this point, there were no major deaths here in our area at this point confirmed from anything weather related. We've told you now the airport is back open as of 9 a.m. We told you about those hundreds of crashes, 168 crashes in Harris County yesterday alone. We're now hearing from Mayor Whitmire there that many of those here in the Houston area were not actually residents. Many of those people who crashed were people who were traveling through here in the Houston area. We know temperatures are not that high yet. They are increasing. So if you know anyone or see anyone that may need somewhere to stay tonight, we're hearing that warming centers will still be open tonight, and several of them will also be open tomorrow as well. That's the latest information right now. So obviously a lot of good news coming from City Hall there and Mayor John Whitmire. We're going to head to break. We'll be right back with much more news after this one. Stay right here. Okay, so you heard me reference there just a second ago. Both Houston airports reopened this morning after shutting down during the winter storm. We find Fox 26's Leslie Delaspore live at Bush this afternoon with an update on how things are going at this hour. Leslie, seems like things are going pretty well out there.
Yeah, pretty well indeed. Bush Airport is back up and running, and things have fluctuated throughout the morning. So let me step out of the shot and give you guys a look. We're actually standing in front of Delta Ticketing and WestJet. Earlier, those lines were a little bit longer, but again, things are moving along here. And just across the way at Frontier, Air Canada, and Alaskan Airlines, those lines were long, probably about an hour or so ago, but they've started to pick up here. Now, here's some friendly reminders if you plan to leave out of one of the airports today. TSA opened at 9. Arrivals began at 10 and departures began at 11. Now, before you make a trip to either airport, officials suggest that you go to both websites for Bush and Hobby to check on your flight status. Now, before noon, I did check on the flight boards, and there were 10 canceled departures and about 17 canceled arrivals just before noon. And so most of those flights were most other flights, were either on time or simply pushed back because of the delayed opening. Now, earlier we did speak with a man who was stranded in Houston for a few days due to the snow, and listen to what he had to say.
Especialmente de HPD que estuvieron afuera llamando a la gente que no tiene.
And then we got snowed in. Once they got some more tellers there, you know, it moved real good. And then the kiosk machines just came back up, so, you know, just be patient.
And again, if you are planning to leave out of Bush or Hobby Airports, officials do ask that you check their websites for more information. We actually just spoke with the airport director a few minutes ago, who said that he is very pleased with how everything has been back up and running. Reporting from Bush Airport, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News. That was quick. Oh, so we'll do that real quick and then we'll be good to go.
So let's check back in with meteorologist John Dawson with a look at the forecast and where we go from here.
Yeah, I do want to just take a brief moment to look back at those snow totals real quick. If you didn't get to see the numbers, I'm sure you probably saw in our newscasts, all our live shots, as well as some of your social media, that this is kind of what we saw across town. 3 to 4 inches is kind of the average, I think, for most of us. If you were north of the downtown Houston area, you could have been in that 1 to 2 inch range. And then over on the east side is our higher amounts with 5 inches in Baytown, Mount Bellevue about 4 inches. We did get Richmond coming in at 4 inches as well. And again, these numbers from the National Weather Service, and also saying that the Intercontinental Airport recording station only less than 2 inches, and so not setting any kind of a record or anything like that. Cold morning as expected. We had 18 degrees at Hobby Airport, which was actually cooler than the big airport. 30 over in Katy, 19 degrees in Huntsville, and beautiful sunshine out there right now, able to help warm everything up. Our temperatures are going to get up into the 40s today. Our winds will be a little bit on the calmer side, but we're still going to have the feels like temperatures a bit chillier than what our actual thermometers read, and it will have one of those opportunities to kind of get this ice melted to some degree. I think our shaded areas will still have some ice that are out there, so a little bit of ice still possible tomorrow morning, especially, as I said, if it's in the shade or an elevated surface. Right now, 41 degrees up in Huntsville, Tomball at 40 degrees, Galveston Island sitting at 42 degrees. So our futurecast, this is where we're going to be, again, really absorbing and soaking in that sunshine this afternoon. A little bit more cloud cover tonight. We will be below freezing, but not a lot below freezing from where we have been. Upper 20s or lower 30s, depending on your location in our viewing area. And then tomorrow is when we really get to warm it up. We'll be up around 50 degrees for the high temperature, probably, and again, some of us in the lower 50s. And I think that's really going to be the last shot that just kind of gets everything melted that still might be lingering, and also, the more importantly, helps to get things evaporated. We need to get that liquid completely off our surfaces so that not just our roadways, but be cautious today also just walking around on sidewalks and elevated surfaces and stairs, making sure that there's not those little patches of ice still kind of remaining a little bit. But we'll definitely be enjoying these 50s in the afternoon with the sunshine. As we get into the weekend, we start bringing back some clouds, just a little less stability overall, and we do have a 60% chance of a shower or thunderstorm at the end of the weekend, and then we carry over some chances for some showers on Monday as well.
All right, we're going to head to break. We will be right back after this.
Fox 26 is your Gulf Coast Weather Authority. And while our area is vast,
this storm could bring widespread flooding and dangerous winds to our entire...
Our forecasting zeroes in
These storm cells over the Ship Channel are particularly dangerous.
from your community.
Memorial Park is getting hammered right now with heavy
right down to your neighborhood streets.
We're starting to see the water rise along Buffalo Bayou.
It's hyper-local coverage from your Gulf Coast Weather Authority, only on Fox 26.
Okay, thanks for joining us here at noon. We will see you right back here for Fox 26 News at 5 o'clock. I'm sure y'all are probably tired of the snow. We're tired of it too, right? It's about to melt. We have you covered with much more coverage later on this evening. Have a good one.
This newscast is brought to you by Exclusive Furniture, where low prices live.
From the heart of Houston, it's fun, it's engaging, it's Chatting with Chelsea. She's daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards. Come back to me.
Thank you for joining me for another Chatting with Chelsea. I am your bestie, Chelsea Edwards, and Hollywood is calling Houston today. You will never guess who's on the line. I'll tell you. It is Vanessa Bell Calloway, my girl. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Many of us first met Vanessa as the original Queen to Be on Coming to America back in the 80s. She's also been in some of my favorite movies like What's Love Got to Do with It and The Temptations. More than 25 years later, she has appeared in more than 150 productions, including on the Broadway stage. She's chatting with us about maintaining a decades-long career and a decades-long marriage. She's also got a new movie coming out one of them days featuring Keke Palmer and SZA. They're roommates trying to make rent before they get kicked to the curb by their landlord. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for being here. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
In your 60s and looking so scrumptious. So I know the folks want to know, what are you putting in your smoothies every morning?
You know, my smoothies, which I do sometimes, I don't do them every morning, but I just do frozen fruit. I do Greek yogurt and coconut water.
Oh,
that's it.
All right.
I don't really put anything in them.
Yes.
Sometimes occasionally put collagen in them, but mainly that's it.
Sweet and simple. We like it. We like easy around here on Chatting with Chelsea. Now, we talked about your career, amazing career. How have you maintained longevity in such a competitive field?
Well, you know, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie. Every day is a different day. And as they say, you're only as good as your last gig. So, you know, you have to be professional. You have to be ready. I always tell everybody, stay ready to be ready. And I try to apply that same thought process to myself. You know, every job is a blessing. And when you go on a set, you know, I'm representing myself, my family, you know, my race. So I have to be ready. I have to be good. I have to be professional. I have to be kind. And when you do all those things and you do good work and your work gets out there and your name gets out there where people respect you and they expect good work from you and they know it's going to be easy to work with you. Nobody wants to work with somebody difficult.
Yes.
Ain't no